I'm standing on the deck of a ship with my computer showing 133 feet. But wait a minute, how did I get here? And how did this ship, close to 3 football fields in length, get here? The carrier USS Oriskany was docked in Pensacola, Florida, waiting to be sunk 22 miles off the coast. After going through hurricanes, environmental cleanings, and other preparations, she was towed to her final resting place and sunk in May of 2006 by a naval demolition team. After several trips of hauling equipment from the van to the boat, I began to set up my dive gear for the first dive.
A good idea on this dive is to watch your depth and watch your air, watch your bottom time. Make sure that you do the safety stops because it's real easy to get yourself into decompression. We plan on doing both of those dives on the Oriskany.
The excitement grows as we pull away from the dock and head out of the channel to open water. Before we know it, we have arrived and anchored at the dive site. As the crew anchors us to the wreck and drops the emergency airlines down to the safety stop, we begin final preparations. Put on the wetsuit, boots, slip into the BCD and buckle everything up. Put on fins, gloves, and mask, and then we jump in. My camera and waterproof housing are quite a load topside, weighing in at 40 pounds. Once the unit enters the water, it becomes weightless, and maneuvering it is effortless. The top of the Oriskany comes into view just a few feet below the surface. The Oriskany was named after a battle fought in the Revolutionary War in 1977 near Oriskany, New York. In 1943, Congress authorized the construction of the attack carrier USS Oriskany, CV-34, and she was launched in 1945. In 1952 and 53, the Mighty O served with the U.S. 7th Fleet as part of the United Nations Task Force. During this time, 4 of Oriskany's F-9F Panthers came up against 7 MiG-15s. 2 MiGs were destroyed and 1 damaged. All 4 Panthers returned safely. In 1961, she once again entered San Francisco Bay Naval Shipyard for the installation of the Naval Tactical Data System, NTDS. Oriskany was the first ship to use this system. President John F. Kennedy came aboard in 1963 to observe the NTDS in operation. Oriskany's pilots flew their first combat sorties of the Vietnam conflict in 1965. In October of 1966, fire broke out in a forward magazine claiming the lives of 44 Oriskany men. After 4 months of repair, she left her home port of Alameda, headed once again to Vietnam. One of Oriskany's F-8 jet interceptors, piloted by Lieutenant Dick Wyman, made headlines by downing an enemy MiG-17 in a dogfight that took place over 70 miles of North Vietnam airspace. The ship's 14th deployment and final Vietnam combat cruise began in 1972, with the last mission being flown by Commander Dennis R. Weichman in early 1973. It was his 612th mission of the war. In 2003, the Navy decided to use the Oriskany for an artificial reef. One of the divers with us was not watching his air supply and ran out at 140 feet. It's a good thing help was close by. The diving is over, and it's time to clean and pack our gear for the trip home. The diving has been adventurous and fulfilling. I guess that's why I like it underwater so much.